scoop, y'all. We come with the brutal collapse of Akon scam city. But before we get into that, nigga, I'm finna do a fit check, nigga, on me. Listen, the fit not crazy, just a recording type of fit. I got the yellow Crocs on with the good luck. Listen, I don't know what happened to like the other G. Like it fell off, but nigga, you get the point. It's good luck. I gotta go get another G. But look, we kind of swag. I got the yellow to kind of go with the little yellow trim, nigga. We looking nice, but nigga, we looking nice. But let's go ahead and get into the video. Welcome new people, new subscribers. Also, let me know if I should like do a fit check every now and then just so y'all can see the fit on me. I be low key swagged up.
In 2020, rapper Akon made an announcement that he was building his own $6 billion future city in Africa that looks like the hybrid of Dubai and the fictional city of Wakanda. Akon City is where innovation meets luxury, with 5 distinct districts designed to redefine urban living. See the African Village District, where modern waterfront homes beckon, and a sprawling, all-inclusive resort awaits your indulgence. Experience exhilaration in the Entertainment District, boasting a cutting-edge multi-purpose stadium and a colossal casino for
what the fuck? Wait, how rich is this nigga? Look, when the nigga say I'm finna build a city, I'm thinking, okay, some cool shit. This nigga's building fucking the metro, like, he built that shit from damn Superman world, nigga, what the hell?
Endless excitement. Witness the future unfolding in the tech district, poised to become the Silicon Valley of Africa, where groundbreaking technologies shape tomorrow's world.
Okay.
And of course the essential health and safety district, because public services such as police stations, fire departments, and a general hospital are key to residents' quality of life. The education district will provide comprehensive learning opportunities for both children and adults, ensuring growth and development for all. And lastly, the glamorous Sennewood district, which features 4 state-of-the-art filming studios,
Nigga, this shit look insane. Nigga, Akon Tower. Nigga, what? Oh my, yo, this sounds crazy. Media time, filming, what? Who is this nigga?
And residential spaces,
what the
all culminating with the iconic Akon Tower piercing the skyline to glorify the genius who created this futuristic urban oasis. For the past 4 years, Akon and his team have been preparing this city to be ready for you to experience by 2024. And just 4 years later, this is what Akon City looks like today.
What the fuck?
Lies, corruption, collusion, a shady cryptocurrency, stealing native land. These are just a few of the villainous acts Akon has been accused of during this disastrous project. At first, many of his supporters saw him as a noble man making valiant efforts to create a real-life utopia.
I did that thought we was finna see, like, he said it was ready this year, nigga. I'm thinking we finna see something crazy.
Now they question why the guy who believes that all men are divine kings to be worshipped by women wants to create and lead his own city. But before we get into the fall of Akon City, it is important to understand the actual amazing achievements Akon has made for over a dozen African nations. After Akon made millions of dollars in the music industry, he wanted to extend resources to Senegal, which is where he is from. Growing up, Akon knew the struggles of living in the dark once the sun went down. The town in Senegal that he grew up in, like many others, had no access to running water or power. Local economies were forced to shut down businesses when the sun set, and families were constrained to candlelight and kerosene lamps to complete their nightly tasks, resulting in over 3 million deaths each year from harmful fumes and fires. In 2014, Akon Lighting Africa was launched. In the first year of Akon's Lighting Africa project, he brought solar energy to 14 different African nations. And although his intentions were noble, he had to implement borderline unethical strategies to convince nations to invest in solar. But before we get into that, a quick word from today's sponsor, Cook Unity. Cook Unity is the first chef-to-you meal delivery.
Dumb ass. I forgot this was an ad. Y'all know I be skipping ads, but like, don't listen to them. Get your bread, my boy. Get your bread. Oh man, get your bread. Hold on. There you go.
Approached nations who had upcoming elections, then installed solar systems for free in the village of the leader's choice, such as installing streetlights and solar panels for homes and businesses. Then it made those leaders look like they were invested in progressing their nation, which led to them receiving more votes from citizens. It came to the point that once that village was lit up, now the neighboring villages would bring pressure to the government and ask those same questions. How come we ain't lit up? Although many are critical of this tactic, at the end of the day, the communities are the ones who benefit the most.
Yeah.
The solar electricity has allowed the vendors to operate for longer hours into the night and for children to study after dark. Also, just the simple installation of streetlights led to decreased crime rates due to the visibility the solar-powered street lighting provides. By 2020, Akon Lighting Africa has installed 100,000 solar-powered street lamps, 1,200 solar microgrids, and has created more than 5,000 jobs. But
okay, first of all, let's give this nigga fucking credit, cause why has this not been more in the news, my nigga? Or maybe it has and I haven't heard nothing. But nigga, this shit is golded. Like, what the bro, put it on, what the fuck?
Many people question how Akon was able to finance a
Shout out to you, I
project
didn't
of
even
this
know
size. Sure, his music was successful, but we're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars in infrastructure costs.
Yeah.
While he was able to land a line of credit for up to $1 billion worth of solar equipment with the finance arm of China Jiangsu International Group, which is a Chinese government-owned construction firm. Most of these African nations could not afford the upfront money for installing solar infrastructure, but Akon's line of credit allowed the governments to pay in installments.
But when Bush was in power, Bush created a 200% tax on all solar or all solar-related renewable energy coming into America.
Yeah.
So all that investment, those billions of dollars of investment that China put into this, was just sitting in factories and sitting in China, couldn't be used. So I took advantage of that and went down to China and to partner with some of those companies that couldn't use all that, investment that they already put for Europe and America.
Because of Akon's efforts, an estimated 28.8 million people can now enjoy the same benefits of electricity that much of the world has enjoyed for decades.
You've always said that China has done more for Africa than any other country.
I mean, it's true. That's not.
I believe that. I believe that.
They came, they laid down infrastructure. They actually did something that the European countries been around for 400 years and did nothing. That's why you see Africa now hasn't been developed. This was the responsibility of France, Great Britain, Italy, Italy, Germany. These guys have been in Africa forever, and it's never been developed. China just started putting interest in Africa. Now you have roads, roundabouts, like they're actually putting structure now.
Now, China has been investing in Africa since the early 2000s, but their interest has dramatically increased in the past 10 years, having loaned $170 billion to 49 different nations. And while the Chinese government investing in Africa is a major step forward into the advancement of those nations, some people think that they have a secret evil motive behind their interest. Now, obviously, these Chinese investments need to be paid back. The problem is that Africa's total debt from 2000 to 2022 is around $1.8 trillion, which is 300% higher than Africa's GDP growth rate in the same amount of time. Basically, they're in a lot of debt and don't have a stable way to pay back the money. But that might be exactly what the Chinese government wants. Debt trap diplomacy, or the Chinese debt trap, is essentially
I'm like, yo, like they just looking out to help the nigga.
Their strategy of building expensive infrastructure and assets that these African nations cannot afford, secretly hoping that they will stop making payments and then China will take control of their land or assets that they just built. Now, why would China want to control a bunch of land, resources, and assets in the middle of Africa? Your guess is as good as mine. But these theories were spawned after an investigation into these loan documents.
In one report which analysed 100 Chinese contracts, it revealed that the loans are structured to give an advantage over other creditors and allows action to be taken if the borrower acts contrary to the interests of a People's Republic of China entity. There are also unusual clauses that shroud agreements in secrecy.
So what exactly would constitute as acting contrary to the interest of a Chinese entity? Well, that's really vague, likely on purpose. Who knows what would legally count as acting contrary? And as far as these unusual confidential clauses, well, that alone is enough for some people to believe that China is trying to be vague and non-transparent on purpose. But others believe that this is just extremely standard contract practices that the World Bank and any other small bank in existence provides, and that the Chinese debt trap as a whole is just more Western propaganda to 1. Demonize Africa more, and 2. Make Americans hate the Chinese government. Think about it this way. When you're buying a house, does the government, the media, or the banks call it a debt trap? No, they call it a smart and often necessary investment into your future. But if you can't make your payments on your house, they take it away, and now they own it. So wouldn't that...
This nigga just spoke some real shit. Oh my fucking... They do get... But they be saying that shit all the time. They be like, but it's a smart investment. It's probably the best investment you could ever make.
make buying a house an American debt trap?
What
It just
the-
comes down to whether you think China is doing extremely standard business, or do they want these nations to fall short on payments to take over their assets and gain power in Africa.
Wow.
Regardless, Akon's relationship with these Chinese financiers
They
and
get in your
previous
ass.
success with lighting Africa allowed him to pitch his newest venture,
Yeah.
Akon City. He claims that he was able to get his $1 billion credit line raised to $5 billion with these Chinese investment groups.
Okay.
Following the announcement of the city, Akon went on a publicity tour promoting the new project.
That's tough.
The president of Senegal gave you 3 square miles of land.
Well, this is the thing. I had to actually buy the land, so it wasn't gifted to me. But what the president and the government are doing, they're actually laying the foundation for all the infrastructure on the land. The
Okay.
basic sewage, electricity,
That's tough.
and things like that. All the things that have to be set forth for me to build a city on top of.
Okay.
And they give me 100% full support.
The city will be built on a 3 square mile plot just 60 miles from Dakar, the capital and largest city in Senegal. Now,
Yeah.
3 square miles is not a ton of land. That's 2,000 acres, or a little more than double the size of Central Park in New York
Yeah.
City. However, Akon says this version of the city is just phase 1 of a multi-phase plan.
Shout out to
He
you,
also
bro.
announced during this time that Akon City would operate fully on their own cryptocurrency called Akon. Akon is a stellar-based cryptocurrency designed to fuel rising entrepreneurs in Africa and beyond. Akon will be used as a common medium of transfer between Africa's
sound
54
good.
countries, each with its own volatile currency, allowing African citizens and entrepreneurs to engage with the digital economy with only a mobile phone.
People don't always have access to, bank accounts and so on, but everybody has a phone.
Everybody has a phone.
So with the phone, you can make payments,
Absolutely.
and that's how it all kind of fits in
That's
to the
what
thing.
makes all the sense in the world.
Okay.
Akon is not a groundbreaking technology. Many Africans have adopted crypto for everyday use as it is generally more stable and flexible than their country's native
Makes
currency.
sense.
But even before crypto was adopted, over 50 million Africans use M-Pesa, or
I don't
mobile
understand what the hell is
payments,
that.
which is kind of like the
M-Pesa?
Cash App or Venmo of
Oh,
Africa.
shit,
Millions of
what?
Africans can transfer money to family members in different countries or pay for goods and services
Oh,
with
that's
ease using
hard.
M-Pesa. It would be significantly easier for
I like that
Akon
name,
City
too,
residents if
M-Pesa.
the country was built around a more commonly used cryptocurrency or just sticking with M-Pesa. So why Akon?
How much Akon do you actually own?
I mean, I am the bank.
Akon said it himself. He is the bank. Not only is he
What
building
that
a
mean?
city named after him,
What does that
but
mean?
also creating the currency that he controls and owns the most of.
Y'all can say
Before
what that
launching his Akon cryptocurrency, the Akon website announced a pre-sale opportunity called the Token of Appreciation.
Oh hell no, nigga! I'm not buying that shit till you build a damn city. That's when I buy it. Shit, nigga. Why you releasing the currency before the city built? Build the city, and before you open the city, be like, all right, y'all. Now the coin is gonna go into pre-sale. Y'all go ahead and get y'all some. Like what? Why the hell? The city not even built yet. Nigga, I'm not gonna buy that shit.
Initiation or TOA campaign.
The
This
hell?
pre-sale was treated like a donation,
Dumb.
and donors were promised 4 tokens for every $1 spent. Akon was launched on most major crypto exchanges in early 2021 and peaked at around 58 cents, which at the time was around a 132% gain for the TOA holders if they sold. However, the majority believed in Akon, so they held. Within a few months, the price began spiraling down to roughly 10 cents per coin, taking TOA holders from a 132% gain to a 60% loss.
Damn.
Due to the shocking dip, Akon admins offered a refund to their initial donors.
Okay.
One donor named Marcus said, "The refund was meant to come a few weeks later. We are now over a year, and we're back at the same situation we were years ago with the lack of communication, and now everybody's up in arms."
Wow.
But Marcus isn't alone. The owner of the Go Black to Africa YouTube channel showed proof of him emailing Akon admins only to be ignored for years. The
Damn.
YouTuber wrote to Andrew of the Akon Foundation requesting a refund on December 19th, 2021. Andrew replied 22 days later and said that the YouTuber was added to the list for refund requests and we will be reaching out shortly regarding further details on how to proceed.
Yeah.
The YouTuber provided his physical mailing address, which Andrew claimed was the next step towards a refund, only for him to be ignored for 4 months with no refund, and now it has been 3 years and still no refund. When Akon was asked about these refunds, he said he had no idea there was any problems.
About that, I was aware. Because I know all the people that.
Now
I know
one.
that was on
Now
record,
one.
definitely
You know
this
shit.
was
Okay.
the agreement that was actually done.
Okay.
So if that was anyone outside that.
That nigga say he didn't know shit. For 3 years you didn't know not one thing.
Well, that I'm just literally.
Okay, forget that. You say you didn't know that. Nigga, where's the city? Nigga, what the nigga? We got a box out there. Where's the city?
Finding out, so I'm gonna definitely get more involved and figure out what that's about. But we do have instruments in place to make sure those people are happy, even if I gotta go in my own pocket.
But as far as we know, Akon has not come out of pocket to pay
At all,
back. The coin eventually fell to $0.0029, which is essentially a 100% loss. At the moment, Akon is not listed on any cryptocurrency exchange, so nobody can buy it, sell it, or use it anywhere. It is worth nothing.
Akon had appeared that he was doing a good job, but it seems though that he is just like most who would want to use Africa only for his own benefit.
As if it couldn't get any worse, Akon City today is an utter ghost town. Last year, this picture went viral of one singular Minecraft concrete brick laid in the center of Akon City, showcasing an extreme lack of progress being made considering the fact that Akon said the city would be done by 2024. However, there is a little more than just this one stone. Today in 2024, you can see the first completed building, an extremely standard and non-futuristic building that they say is a recreational center. There's also another small, barely constructed building with a spiral staircase, which, to be fair, does look like a small version of what the original vision depicted. However, 99% of the land remains vacant with wild cattle grazing. Yes, technically construction has begun, but as you can see, this is a far cry from the futuristic megacity we were promised. Akon blamed the pandemic, saying everything would be pushed back by 2 years, which doesn't really make sense considering he announced Akon City to the international media when the pandemic was at its worst moments. The unfortunate part about the land that's just sitting unused is that the land belonged to several hundred people who are still owed compensation from the Senegalese government. The first phase of Akon City was supposed to be built on 55 hectares of land secured by SAPCO in 2009, eventually expanding onto a further 500 hectares by the end of the decade. Macky Sall, the president of Senegal, said, "My problem concerning the land is not with Akon. My problem is concerning SAPCO, because it is them who took the land from the villagers." Originally, the Senegalese government's tourist board, SAPCO, was backing the project, saying, "We believe in Akon City and we are all supporting Akon so that Akon City will come to life. It will attract tourists and investors in the region, and SAPCO is fully committed to the success of this project." But most recently, they have sent Akon a formal notice that if the project has not advanced by next year, its contract with him will be terminated. And since Akon has massively overpromised and massively underdelivered, people are starting to question his intentions in the first place. "I plan to retire in that city," he says confidently. "I don't like to use the word king of the city, but that's what it will turn out to be." Words like this have made some people believe that Akon City is just an empire to inflate his ego at best and a corrupt billion-dollar scam at worst. Additionally, Akon's views of the Western world's morals and gender roles has made people disagree with him as a leader.
But what happens in today's society, the woman chooses which role she want to play. In the last 10, 15 years, I haven't met a woman that can actually cook. I haven't met a woman that actually wants to clean the house. I've met the baddest bitches on the globe and asked to go to the bathroom, and the bathroom looked like shit. Hair all over the place, all kinds of products. Like, come on now. That's a natural instinct. That's a natural instinct.
Maybe this could just be a joke, but Akon does follow a very non-Western style of raising his 9 children with 7 different women.
Time at every single recital.
No, that's a white man's thing. Who gives a fuck about a recital? The reason why people like me can't spend every single day and minute with their children is because the mother's job is to be there with the children. I am the man. My job is to provide comfort so the mother can provide and raise those children to be like me. Now, if it's a man, when a child gets to a certain age, that's my responsibility now to show him what a man's role and responsibility is. But you can't expect a man to conquer the world if he's home with children. In life, there's roles.
Yeah, no.
A man has his role.
Yes.
And a woman has her role. Yes. But the day the woman believes that the man is supposed to share her role with her, then that means she's lacking. I don't go pull my wife out to the construction site to go pull nails in 2x4s because that's not her play. A guy ain't got time to be in the house all day with no kids.
Now, this could be chalked up to just a traditional style of raising a family, but sometimes he justifies his beliefs.
Why use a black family though? I get it, but I don't know. That's just
with extreme levels of bro science.
So, as a woman, her role is to support the man. The man, we are the kings and the divine of this universe. A woman can never compare to the man.
They have to understand that here in America. The women don't create life. They support the creation of life. A man right now can create life without a woman, but a woman can't create life without a man.
Wait. A man can create life without a woman, but a woman can't create life without a man. So, how that work? How that work? Wait. What? How that work? What you mean? Huh? I need more details. What you mean?
If I wanted to create life right now without a woman, I would just shoot my sperm, put it in the incubator, and just give it 9 months, even maybe less with today's science, and a baby will be born. A woman can't do that.
Will it be a healthy baby?
Hopefully in Akon City, he is not in charge of the education curriculum because his science is considerably off here. Akon is likely referring to vitro gametogenesis, which is essentially creating an egg and a sperm outside of the human body to create a life. And the answer is no, we cannot do this right now.
Yeah,
we can fertilize a female egg and a male sperm in a lab environment, but in order to give birth, the fertilized embryo must be transferred back to the woman's uterus. At the absolute worst, Akon could be a scammer with a god complex, who is willing to take Chinese money to build infrastructure that African nations cannot afford, only to line his own pockets while these nations crumble and get taken over by the Chinese government.
Wow.
Or at best, he is truly trying to build a futuristic utopia for Africans, and unfortunately, the massive political and economic responsibilities were far more than he could handle.
Yeah.
And as of right now, Akon City won't exist for a very long time. But to be honest, it probably never.
Never would. Dang. I would say, it could like to go build a city, bro. And the promise that the city would be done in 4 years is crazy. I think, like I said, if we don't see progress within the next 6 months, bro, not looking too good. Plus, there's so many things that go into building a city, like talking to the president, see what they say, see like. There's so many things that go to build a city, so I can't even. I'm not gonna say, bro, it's a scammer. I don't know, bro. I don't know what's going on. This is my first time hearing about it. I heard that he was building a city, but nigga, I completely forgot about it. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts and opinions down below. I love y'all. Stay safe, and I'll see y'all next video. We out. Ugh.